Good morning, beautiful people. How are you all today? I hope you're well. I'm continuing because the other day, that intro to the day in the garden turned into a massive long rambling chat about my sort of plans and rationale for doing various things in the garden. So I'm going to keep it really brief this time. Yes, it's the start of the big autumn, fall cleanup. It's weird. I'm really looking forward to it. This year. It's like I was saying the other day when I was chopping the tomatoes down. Normally I'm really sad doing these things because I think, oh, I'm missing summer, trying to cling to this summer. But actually, you know, we had such a long summer. Summer started at the beginning of March, for goodness sakes. We had beautiful temperatures, beautiful sunshine every day, it felt like, for nearly 6 months. So I had a great summer, apart from watering, and I've had some great harvests. So this year, I don't know, maybe it's a different mindset, attitude thing as well. I don't feel sad about doing any of this. I feel excited to get it done, because once all this is done, I'll move on to other things. I think that's probably it as well, isn't it? As if you've got something else to look forward to. You don't mind ending one thing when you've got something lovely to move on to, which I have. So, that's it. That's the chat in the shed this morning. End of. Let's get into the garden and start sorting out. I think we'll start in bed number 1, the very top bed. Oh, and I must remember I'm going to see if I can find these cerinthes, this honeywort that Catherine has planted. Come on. It's such a bright, beautiful day today. Gorgeous for being in the garden. It's really rather blustery though, so we may have some sound issues, but we'll just ignore them, hey? This is mostly manual physical stuff. We don't necessarily need to chat. So, this is the bed I'm going to tackle. This is the before shot. So just before I start dismantling structures and clearing this bed, I'm having a little look for the honeywort. Oh, I see one. Can you see there? Is that one of them? I think so. And oh, is that another? Looks like that might be one down there. I'm looking at where there's freshly disturbed ground as well. Oh, bless her. Thank you, Catherine. I mean, look at this poached egg. It's ridiculous. Does it not know what time of year it is? And this lovely self-seeded dill. Oh, that's so pretty too. The verbena, some of them are still putting on a lovely, lovely show. Oh, it's such a gorgeous colour, isn't it? But otherwise, oh, blustery. You can see the cosmos well and truly over. I'll leave them for a little while to hopefully drop some seed. Just the last couple here now. Right, let's get stuck in to the work of cropping and dropping this lot. Gosh, it really is a very, very blustery day. Right, first things first, I'm going to go around and grab all my plant labels and my sunken water bottles. Up this end, here's another. Come round this side. Windy. And load up my barrow with all this kind of stuff, because all of these bits I keep from year to year, obviously. I'm sure that these really, really helped the squash this summer, because not only am I watering directly to their roots, they don't like wet stems, but also because the water is going that much deeper into the soil, it's going down maybe sort of 6 inches and more in some cases, because the water's not on the surface of the soil. it's not going to evaporate so quickly in the sun. So yeah, I'll just go around grabbing any of this stuff. My lovely pebble labels. All of this stuff that's for reusing. Sticks. These little sticks in the middle. Oh, I'll need my snippers for that actually. Because basically, what I'm going to do is everything that's left in the ground, in terms of a plant, they are just going to get chopped up in situ and left on the surface of the beds. Hence, crop and drop. So anything that's not going to rot and that I'm going to reuse comes out. Oh, that one's full of soil and soil, snails and worms. Let's just have you up here a second. The other thing is, I probably bang on about it a lot, but it's something I'm really passionate about. You'll never see me using plastic cable ties in the garden, not even the reusable ones. Most people don't use reusable ones. They end up in the soil, hideous things. All of the string that I ever use, there's a mixture, it just depends what I can get my hands on. There's a mixture between jute, there's hemp, there's cotton string, but they're all organic versions. So that's great at this time of year. As I'm cutting everything down, bits of string are going to fall onto the beds. Absolutely fine. It all adds to the compost, the mulch. It'll all rot down eventually. I don't have to worry about going around picking bits up. I know that there'll be no accidental bits of plastic in this bed. Yay! Right, come on, still a few more things to grab for the barrow. A little baby yellow scallop. That was the plant that I said hadn't produced anything. I just missed it. Not surprisingly, it's so small. I'll have it for decoration if nothing else. When it's that small, is it worth eating? Is it worth cooking, I mean? Oh my goody goodness. So, all my sticks with my little cotton reels on the top and my little eye protectors. You know, obviously I try not to use plasticky stuff in the garden, but these are quite useful and I get through them with all my sewing, so let's at least repurpose them. But by the same token, let's make sure I get them all off the garden. I don't want them to end up in the soil. Okay, is that it? It's funny, isn't it? Now, coming to clear, it makes you realise just how much setup goes on each spring. Good stuff. Okay, structures. I like to start with the bean arches first, rather than the teepees, just because then just gives me a bit more wiggle room. Oh, I have to cut the beans off slightly. And I have found the easiest way over the years. Right, plant matter one side because it's going to be chopped and dropped. Get the idea now, don't you? Is the easiest thing, take all the top ones off first. These little cross sections. A couple of them have slipped down a bit over the summer. Again, this is what I was saying about the string, because obviously the string flying everywhere today. There was a lot of string involved. What's rather horrid is this whole section of gigantis on my left here. They're covered in black fly. It's vile. Okay, so tops are off. Then the cross sections, and then the cross bits come out really easily. Sort of cheating showing on this side because there's hardly any vegetable matter. But then where there is bean matter on, simplest thing, because obviously the pole is getting very slightly narrower as it goes up, is to just push the vegetable material up and off. Try and show you on one of these. It's got a ton of gigantes on them. Oh, it's horrible, this black fly stuff. Yuck. It's absolutely thick with them. Now obviously, if this had still been the height of the growing season, I'd have been spraying these little perishers with a ton of garlic spray. But because I was not expecting any more from them, I just left them. But they are horrid. Yucky. Okay, so you can see on, you can see on this one, there's quite a lot of vegetable and material still on there. Bottom of the stick, just scoot the plant up and off. Dead easy. Right, that's a crossways one, isn't it? I've also got all my poles sorted into 3 different piles. One pile for the short ones, across the top. One pile of the medium-sized ones, they're my cross braces. And then one pile of my gorgeous, long 8-foot jobbies. You know, it's not like I'm being super anal about it, but it just means that, you know, come the spring next year and I'm getting ready to put all these back up. That's a cross, isn't it? Is that a cross or a long? It's a cross, I think. Yeah, it just means that having them in these 3 separate piles, it just means it's almost like a little flat pack come next spring. It's my ready to go bean arch pack. 1, 2, 3. They're all my crossies. Hang on. I say that and I'm already confused. So yeah, tops off, crosses out, a quick snip at the bottom of the plant that's still in the ground. Now, some people would say, why don't I try overwintering my beans? Well, I've watched other folk try to with a similar climate, with really mixed results. To be honest, I'd rather give the space a chance to be fallow for a while. Also, I don't think it gives that much of a head start next year to be worth bothering with. And of course it would mean I'd have all that exposed soil over the winter to get mashed by the weather. I think these ones have got some ties on them where they were not, where they were being bashed off by the wind. It would also mean, well, no, I wouldn't have to leave the poles in because I'd probably cut them down. But yeah, I just don't really see any advantage to doing that. And also because I crop rotate, I want to move my beans each year. But because I do 2 rows, there will be a little bit of the ones that were down by the tomatoes. I'll have a row again there next year. So I could, in theory, have done it with those, but then all of those beans were rather pathetic. So, yeah, it's going to take me a little while. I'm going to crack on. And you never know, I may find the odd random bean here or there that I missed. I found that the other day when the row of arches next to the tomatoes I'd mostly taken out before I did my squash harvest, give myself a bit of room. Is that black fly on my face? They're everywhere. Yucky beasts. But I still had a set of archers standing next to the tomatoes because they were holding some of the tomatoes up the Amish paste. When I took those down, got myself a nice little harvest. Right, yeah. Give me a moat. It's black fly. I'm covered in them. Oh, they're crawling. Give me half an hour, get the rest of these down, and then we'll move into the bed again. Good. Another good job done. All my shorties. Oh, I realised I didn't have black fly all over my face, tickling me. It's all my wispy hairs. My hair is so fine and wispy. On a blowy day, it's blowing. So I've got me. I'm doing my, what is it? Rosy Riveter. No, that's Bruce Forsyth. Anyway, it's my neck cooler. Right, dropping them off just here at the fence reminds me, can I be bothered to tackle it today? There's a bit of bramble, a bit of weed behind here. Not too bad. Do you know, I think I'm going to leave it for now and get on with the teepees because our lovely Gary's just arrived and saw me getting the bean poles down. He said, oh yeah, good plan, good thinking. I was like, huh? Apparently tomorrow we're going to have massively high winds. It's going to be lashing with rain. Do we trust the forecasters? Yeah. Anyway, I knew it was going to be rainy tomorrow, hence my wanting to get down and get on today. I didn't know about these high winds, so yeah. Good idea to get all the structures down and stashed today. There are a few weeds down there. I ought to do it first, but you know what I might do? This will force my hand. For now, get the teepees down and put them on my deck so that I don't have to take them all out from behind the fence again to put them there. I've got a big pile of lavender stalks that need spreading. I've got an old scaff plank down there that I'm giving to someone else. Right, anyway, let's get on with the teepees. I snipped most of the strings, but left a couple. Done. The reason I don't need that scaff plank anymore is I used to use it when I was doing my winter green manure because the plank is, I think it's about 5 metres, so it would stretch right across one of my beds so that I could walk on the plank to sow my green manure seeds rather than walk on the beds. Try chuck. Let me know how it goes. That was great, that was really useful, but what I discovered over the years with green manure is it just wasn't enough to stop my ground becoming really horribly compacted over the winter. And come this spring, when all the green manure had to be dug in, it was just vile. It was that, I think it was the spring of 2018 that prompted me to change over to having these mini permanent beds that I would cover in the winter with mulch, compost, cardboard, whatever I could lay my hands on, rather than have that hell that the wintergreen manure spring digging was every year. Oh, it's one of the best decisions I ever made for this garden. Well, not so much for the garden, for my knees. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah, you just gotta, you kind of, you know, you get to the stage where you're like, I don't want to be a hero about any of this. I just want to be able to get things done. That's rotted at the bottom. Yeah, I just want to be able to get things done in the most ergonomically smooth way possible to grow my food. You know, I am not a martyr to the garden. Right, that's one down. Well, stump left in there. Let me do the rest. On here for now. Oh, 2 more to go. Oh, come on. Oh. So there we go. The after shot. Well, nearly after. That's all the structures down, all my canes, wooden poles, sticks, etc. stashed away, the bottles and bits and bobs, pebbles, and they're all in the wheelbarrow still waiting for me to sort. That's taken about an hour, actually probably a little bit more. It's about an hour and a half, but maybe 10 minutes was me chatting to Gary. So yeah, it's like I always say, things always seem to take a bit longer than I'm going to anticipate. Now, the next job is, you see I've got all these nasturtiums, I've still got the paprika peppers in. Oh, I've had thoughts about those too. But where I've got all these plants in, I have now got the job of yank them out, chop them up, lay them on the ground. You see this bit of cardboard. This was, let me show you a bit more closely. Coming for a walk. Oh, and then we got caught on Cosmos. Let me just tip you down. Yeah, we've got all this cardboard that was underneath the cream of the crop. Oh, wind. To act as a weed suppressant. That will just stay there, and I'll just put more and more stuff on top, and then new cardboard on the top of that. But yeah, this next few jobs, all this chopping and dropping. Oh, and over here, so it's going to squeak. That, let me point, that is all the bean waste. It's going to take me a while to get it all chopped up, laid out on here, and I will also empty the compost bin to add to it. It's going to take me a while. It's going to be rather boring, so I won't keep you here to show you that. I might show you the end result though. Just before I start chopping and dropping, I thought I'd give you this view as well. Gosh, doesn't it look different now? And can you see, there's the cavallo nero. You see the nets behind? That's where the broad beans are now. And next to it where I just dumped all the poles. This was all the tomatoes, so they were way up here. Oh my goodness. But wow, everything looks good and green still, doesn't it? That's what a bit of nitrogen-rich rain will do for a garden. Right, now, I really must stop procrastinating and start chopping. No, I haven't gone mad. There's a couple inside, It just occurred to me that if these are all really grubby, are really stuck up with mud. We're going to have all this rain in the next couple of days. If I put them in my old trug, I can fill with water and just loosen off some of this muck so that I can put them away a little bit cleaner. But I'm also highly aware that with these high winds, it's starting now, I think. So there's a couple of bricks in the bottom, and then I've got some mesh I can put over the top to stop them flying out. But yeah, save using tap water to clean them, let the rain do the washing for me. I think before I do anything else, you know what, that's asking for it, isn't it? That's asking for a sit down. So a sit down I shall have. I think someone else has been in need of a sit down as well. Are you purring or snoring, buddy? Oh, you tired boy. Working so hard in the garden all morning, haven't you? Right, let sleeping cats lie. Oh, Rusty. Not a job to do in a hurry, or if you're impatient. But why be in a hurry? It's a beautiful day. Yeah, it's really windy. The sun's out, it's warm, it's quiet. Getting to that time of year when we don't know how many more of these gorgeous days we'll get. So, yes, go slowly, make the most of it, enjoy it. Of course I want to get it done before all this heavy rain. But I'm not going to rush. Black fly. There won't, actually it's getting really windy, isn't it? There won't be quite enough to cover this one bed from the beans and what was in here. So I'm going to go and dive into the compost bin in a minute. And use a bit of that. Do you know what? Things are starting to go flying. I think Gary was right about the wind tomorrow. Might be time for me to tuck you all away safely somewhere. Bliss. I'm done for. Losing the light again. Oh my goodness. Well, I've pushed and pushed and pushed on today. Probably, what's my hair doing? Sorry. I've gone on longer today than I wanted to. But 2 reasons. Well, everything's just taking me longer than I anticipated. Always the way, isn't it? But I'm just aware of, you know, we've got some more bad weather coming in. When am I next going to be able to be here? I really do want to push on and get things sorted in the garden by the end of October. So in that top bed, I've now cropped, dropped, composted, mulched, cardboard covered, did 3 out of the 4 of those beds. I really wanted to get that 4th one done, but my knees are killing me and my wrists hurt because, you know, all that chopping. And then just lugging bricks from one end of the garden, because they've been in the horizontal pumpkin bed, lugging bricks up to the other end to weigh down all the cardboard. So, I really want to get that 4th one done. I might do, I'll see. I'm just going to have a stop for a minute, but like I said, the light's going. So the other thing I've just done as well is, because I didn't get around to doing it the other day, I've gone round all of my brassicas, especially the little babies, and given everything a stake and a tie. Because already some of them were a bit of a jaunty angle. And even today, before the storm tomorrow, you know, it has been really quite windy today, and I've seen them being flopped around in the wind. They hate that. They absolutely hate it. So, yeah, like I say, sometimes it's that thing of, oh, I would have liked to have gone home 3 or 4 hours ago, but I've got to look after my food. So it's worth me staying and at least sorting out, say, the brassicas with their stakes. But also in terms of getting the covers on and etc, etc. The thing is, tomorrow we have got this rain date due, so I won't be in the garden, so I've got a rest day. So, you know, when I say rest day, tomorrow, the plan for tomorrow is I'm going to get all those linens photographed into the shop. I don't know when you'll see this video. Hopefully by the time you see the video, they'll all be in the shop. So, when I say rest day, I mean a rest from the garden. If I know my schedule is looking like that, as in, I'm definitely not going to be in the garden tomorrow, so today, I don't mind pushing it a bit further and hurting tomorrow, because if I hurt tomorrow, well, I'm not going to be in the garden, so it won't matter. So yes, I'm really, really chuffed with what I've got done today. You know, on paper it never looks like much, does it? Take bean poles down, take the squash teepees down, chop up the old plants, mulch and compost the beds, tickle the beds a bit first, cover the beds. Doesn't sound like much, does it? Whole day done. It feels so satisfying though, yay! And a couple of hours ago, it was lovely, the sun had come out. Well, you saw much earlier, it was about 4 hours ago when I was chopping and dropping for that first bed. The sun had come out, and then with it a few plot neighbours, so I've had nice chats again today. Yeah, oh, I tell you what, if I don't sleep well tonight, there's something wrong in the world. I really think I will. Gorgeous lungfuls of beautiful, fresh, almost fizzy air, because it's got all that breeze with it. Some sun on my cheeks. It's kind of a bit late in the year for getting vitamin D from the sun, but I can but try. Yeah, it's been lovely. Satisfied, very tired, but satisfied. And let's just hope, fingers crossed, if this storm, if these winds do come tomorrow, I hope folk don't suffer any damage. We'll all just have to wait and see, won't we? Come back the next day and see what's happened to our gardens. Alright, my lovelies, I've got my usual mound of clearing up to do and putting away of tools and bits and bobs, so I'll get on with that now. And I say cheerio to you all. I hope you're managing to, just get outside if and when you can. And like I was saying earlier, days like today, when it's so beautiful, it's so beautiful. Who knows when we'll have another such gorgeous day. So if you can work it around work and other things, if you can, on a day like today, sack everything else off and get to your garden to make the most of it. Oh, it really is worth it. I really am going to sleep tonight. All right, my lovelies. See you again really soon, I hope. I don't know whether it will be indoors or outdoors the next time. I know what the next job in the garden is, though, so I hope you will join me for that in a few days' time. Bye for now.